Hello and welcome to another live. If you're a returning viewer, subscriber, listener, welcome back, welcome back. If you're new to this channel, welcome, welcome. Voices in Education is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. So in this quick update, I'm just going to share regarding the context of Glenmuir High School having won 2 games in the second round of 32, but they're still not yet in the round of 16. And so I just want to set the record straight in that context. And by the way, in the context of setting the record straight, Glenmuir High School is one of the teams that I am supporting in the DaCosta Cup competition. So let me just make that clear as well. But, I saw an update, and as you know, based on a previous video or live, we set the record straight in terms of, what is happening in round 2. But now we saw an update where Glenmuir High School was pretty much said to be in the round of 16. But I agree with the graphic initially. I was saying from the previous video that I am not understanding why Glenmuir wasn't highlighted as one of the qualifiers. But having done that video, right, and doing the mathematical calculations, it is clear that Glenmuir, albeit on their way to the round of 16, it will appear at this point, they have still not yet secure a spot to be comfortable to say, yes, I am in. So on that note, I am just going to turn to the graphic that Issa shared. All right. And so in the context of the groups, you will notice that they have qualifiers in green. We did the explanation regarding the groups. So if you want to go and check that other video out, it's on the channel. You can definitely do that. All right. And so the focus here is on Glenmuir High School, but I really needed to set some context for you to get an understanding of what it is that I am sharing at this point. And so as you can see here, From Tech, right, they have won 2 games. My pointer isn't going at this point, so I'll just wait for it to to come on back up. All right, so From Tech, they have won 2 games. All right, so they have been highlighted here in green on your screen based on this document from Issa. So From Tech, they are in the round of 16. All right, so it doesn't matter what happened in the context of the other games that they will be involved in. From Tech or the other game, From Tech, they're already into the round of 16. All right. So let me see if my mouse here will work with me. And apparently it's perhaps not. And Happy Grove, they're up their spot in the round of 16. All right, I'm just trying to bring that up for you guys. There you go, Happy Grove. They have that Happy Grove, they're highlighted at the top there in green. All right, if you come down now to group 7 on screen mirror, even though they have won 2 games, all right, similar to Happy Grove and From Tech. But this is based on what is happening below Glen. I'm just going to see if I can share. They would perhaps give you a better, able to see the screen a little bit better. So let me just try and get to that. Let's see if that will happen at this point. All right, hopefully I don't get disconnected, but if I do, I'll definitely come back. All right, so you can definitely stick and stay with us. So I am here, and let us see what is going to happen at this point. All right, so if you're here, so happy to have you. I'm just going to try and see if we can get the sharing going. All right. And let's see here what's the situation in this context. And Glenmuir, their next match will be against Paul Bogle High School. Now, let's get this right. If Glenmuir should win, will be on 9 points. They're good to go in the context of the round of 16. Here's where the situation comes in. Why is this blocking your view? Hold on, guys. I just noticed that there's something here just kind of blocking your view. Okay, hopefully that's all gone. All right, so here's the situation now. If Glenmuir should lose to Paul Bogle, it means that Paul Bogle, as you can see on screen, they're on 3 points, right? But they will get an additional 3 points if they win Glenmuir, and then that will put them on 6 points should Paul Bogle defeat Glenmuir on Tuesday. Now, let's take a look at Clarendon College. Clarendon College, they're sitting in the number 3 spot in this group on 3 points, similar to Paul Bogle. Play Titchfield next. The expectation here, Clarendon College should defeat Titchfield. If Clarendon College defeats Titchfield, they'll be on 6 points. If Paul Bogle defeats Glenmuir, Paul Bogle will be on 6 points, Glenmuir will be on 6 points. So mathematically, now you have a possibility where Glenmuir, Paul Bogle, and Clarendon College could all be on the same amount of points. And then what happens is that this context comes down to goal difference. So in essence, this is why I am saying that Glenmuir, they are not yet in the round of 16. They are not yet comfortably in the round of 16, similar to what you would see with Happy Grove and From Tech, because their group does not have this kind of mathematical possibility that we're seeing here with Glenmuir. All right. And so in this context, Glenmuir would want to secure at minimum a draw with Paul Bogle to ensure that they are safe to the round of 16. If they get a draw, that will put them on 7 points. If Karen and Paul Bogle will move to 4 points. If Clarendon College should defeat Titchfield, they'll be on 6 points. Then it means Clarendon College and Glenmuir will go through. But as I shared with the first possibility, where it could be a situation where you have these 3 schools, Glenmuir, Paul Bogle, and Clarendon College on 6 points, it will come down to goal difference. Well, based on goal difference, Glenmuir, they are +4. That's an advantage for them. But if it is that Paul Bogle should come and get a few goals against them, and Clarendon College should score, then we can see where there's a slim, albeit the fact that it might be slim, there's still a possibility where Glenmuir could perhaps not get into the round of 16. So this is what I am saying, given the mathematical calculations, and just from analyzing these calculations, I can see why Glenmuir is not yet, labeled as a qualifier in the round of 16, because it makes sense based on the possibilities, mathematical possibilities that can happen in this group. I'll say they're on track to get there, but it can something can happen where possibility too where they can perhaps not move it, albeit the fact that that might be very slim in nature, but still a possibility. So that is what I am saying. It is still necessary for us to review or just look at what will happen come next week, Tuesday. So Glenmuir, is it Tuesday the 22nd? Glenmuir meets Paul Bogle, and then we'll have Clarendon College and Titchfield. Clarendon College, they're in a good spot because I suspect Titchfield is the weakest team. They should win that game, putting them on 6 points, right? By the way, I have, based on my predictions, I have Glenmuir and Clarendon College to get out of this group. So, but if it's a situation where Titchfield is saying, listen, we now go through, UCC, you now go through. So if Titchfield should defeat Clarendon College, then it's over for Clarendon College. Over for Clarendon College. So in that case, Clarendon College, Titchfield, they're out. By the way, at this point, Titchfield is out of the round of 16. No question about that. They are not going to come back based on what Issa is sharing at this point. All right, so Clarendon College, they should be approaching that game with the mindset of getting a win and hoping that either one of those two teams, that's the hope, will lose. Either Glenmuir loses to Paul Bogle or vice versa. All right? So if that's the situation, then CC perhaps will move, closer to Glenmuir. If Glenmuir should lose to Paul Bogle, then again, the 6 points comes in where Paul Bogle goes on 6 points. So perhaps CC, they would rather they're defeating Paul Bogle. That's the outcome that CC would want from. Don't want it to be at the situation where Paul Bogle is defeating Glenmuir, where it's coming back now to goal difference if they should win the matchup against Titchfield, right? So CC, they're going to hope and pray this weekend into tomorrow and even Tuesday that Glenmuir defeats Paul Bogle because that would be in their best interest. For Glenmuir, that works too because Glenmuir will go on 7 points, and once Clarendon College, at least secure a win from Titchfield, they'll move to 6 points. If there's a draw between Glenmuir and Paul Bogle, and CC should pick up a draw, so that's Clarendon College should pick up a draw with Titchfield, they will go on 4 points, same points as Paul Bogle. Then it comes down to goal difference. So CC pretty much has some work to do in terms of winning in terms of scoring as much goals as possible in the event that Glenmuir should lose out to Paul Bogle. So guys, I shared with you that possibility. And if Glenmuir should lose out to Paul Bogle, it means that Glenmuir and Paul Bogle would be on 6 points. And if CC should win Titchfield, which is the expectation, should operative word, then CC will now be on 6 points. It means that 2 teams from the 3 teams on 6 points will move forward. And it's a slim possibility that Glenmuir might not move forward if it is that Paul Bogle can score quite a few goals against them. And it's slim, but still, this is why this group, Glenmuir, albeit the fact that they have won 2 games, they have not yet received the green light in terms of sitting in the round of 16. So hopefully that explanation, clear things up in the context of why Glenmuir High School is not yet in the round of 16. All right, so just to clarify that and set the record straight, again, I'm a Glenmuir supporter. Actually, I'm supporting Glenmuir High School and Central High School. And based on our predictions, if you have been following us, we have Glenmuir and Clarendon College to get out of this group 7. But I am just here to share with you the reason Glenmuir has won 2 games like similar to From Tech and Happy Grove, and they're not yet in the round of 16, right? From Tech, Happy Grove, they're in the round of 16, having won 2 games. But based on what is happening in this table, below Glenmuir, in this group, below Glenmuir, then we still have to wait until Tuesday for this group to be finalized in the context of who will get into the round of 16. But Glenmuir, they're on path, they're right, their trajectory is pointing in that direction, but still there's a slim possibility, as I explained earlier, where Glenmuir could possibly not making it through if they should suffer a defeat from Paul Bogle, and Paul Bogle should score quite a few goals in that encounter, and Clarendon College win against Titchfield, it could come down to goal difference, all right? And again, in Clarendon College's best interest, they would want Glenmuir to defeat Paul Bogle, whether they win or draw with Titchfield. So just to provide you with that quick update. So again, thank you so much for coming over. Thank you so much for listening and for all your patience while we dealt with, the technological challenges. All right, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And as always, please go out and support your teams. Support the students. They deserve it. And also, please please tap the notification bell, select all, so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. Blessings and love, everyone. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next live.